Picture this with me if you would.
跟我一起来想象一下哦。
I've never spoken through a translator before.
我从来没有透过一个翻译来讲。
And my first chance to speak through a translator is to a bunch of Russian-speaking Jews.
那我第一次透过一个翻译来分享，是一群住在俄罗斯的犹太人。
I'm one of 8 people in the room that speaks English.
我是在8个人当中唯一讲英文的人。
And 6 of them were my group.
我们整个群体当中有8个人会讲英文哦，那6个人都不在我的那个组里面。
We've got one night to try to do something to help these people find freedom.
那我们有一个晚上的时间，要帮助这一群人可以经历自由。
And the translator found freedom in the process.
可是那个翻译呢，在翻译的过程当中找到自由。
Something happened in her through that evening.
透过那天晚上，不知道发生什么事，他找到自由了。
And halfway through the 1 hour that we had,
就在我们所唯一拥有的那1个小时当中，
God healed something deep in her heart.
神就医治了一个很深在他心里面、生命里面的一个伤痛。
And so the second half of that hour, she was giving out of a rich well of God's presence.
然后在下半那个1个小时的下半场，他的翻译是来自于很深的神的同在跟神的那个丰富的爱的里面。
All I was doing was telling a story about an acrobat.
我唯一在做的就是讲一个，我只是在讲那个空中飞人的故事。
She was weeping in recognition that she'd been adopted into the family of God.
然后他就在哭泣当中，他就承认他是被领养进入到神的家里面。
And 100 other Russian-speaking Jews were weeping along with their friend, the translator.
那这几百个这些住在俄罗斯的犹太人就跟着一起在那边流泪哭泣啊。
The room felt thick.
那整个的属灵的氛围在那个当下是很厚重的。
There were 100 people in the room, but it felt much heavier than 100 people.
当下大概有100个人在，可是那个房间的那种恩膏啊，是远超过100人的聚会啊。
And as we finished praying, or as we finished teaching, we offered for people to come down for prayer.
当我们讲完课程之后呢，我们就邀请人，如果愿意的话，可以来到台前接受祷告的服事。
6 English-speaking people down front.
有6个会讲英文的人在前面。
100 Russian-speaking people, every one of them got up out of their chairs.
那这100位讲俄文的这些犹太人都来到台前。
The other 2 English speakers in the room were translators.
另外2个会说英文的人，他们是翻译。
Do the math with me for a second.
你可以跟我一起算一下数学的问题吗
6 English-speaking people, 2 translators.
？6个讲英文的人，2个翻译。
100 Russian-speaking Jews.
然后100个这些讲俄文的犹太人前来被服侍。
Now throw the math away for a second and remember that God was there.
但是我们先把数学的问题再放在一边，你要记得这是神同在的一个地方。
All I know is what happened in my little group.
我唯一知道的是我所服侍的这一群人。
The translator that had worked with me that night also worked with me with the 8 or 9 people that I prayed with that night.
那帮我那天翻译的那个翻译呢，他也跟着我一起去服侍我那一组的大概8、9个人。
And we saw 8 or 9 times that night people come up just needing some relief. And the translator would tell me what the Lord was saying or doing in them. And I would pray, and they would pray, and they'd walk away with a weight lifted off their shoulders.
那每一个人来的时候呢，翻译就会透过翻译让我知道神那天晚上在他们里面所做的一个工作。那我就跟着这样的祷告，然后他也跟着这样的一个祷告。每一个离开的时候，都是好像是这种一个很轻省的一个感觉，就是那个重担从他们身上脱落了。
Somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm aware that several of my friends don't speak Russian.
我突然就有一个念头在我的，就突然浮现出来，就是我有一些的朋友在服事当中，他们也不会讲俄文啊。
And they didn't have the benefit of a translator.
他们没有这个翻译可以帮他们翻译。
But when the night ended and we all gathered together, here's what I heard from them.
可是当那天晚上聚会结束的时候，我们后来有一些聚集在那边彼此回馈的时候，我听到他们这样说。
They experienced exactly what I did.
他们经历了我所经历的一模一样的事。
Men and women would come to the end of the line and speak to them in a language they didn't understand.
人们会来到他们的面前，讲他们不懂的俄文。
They would put a hand on them and pray in a language that they didn't understand.
然后他们就会为他们按手，用对方不懂的语言为他们祷告。
and you'd see the weight released from their shoulders.
然后就看见到那个重担从他们的肩膀上面就脱落了。
And they'd walk away with relief.
他们离开的时候，就是在一个非常清神、释放的一个状态当中。